What's up, what's up, what's up? How are we, guys? I hope you're doing well. It's a pleasure to be back here on here as always. Oh, this actually looks suspicious. It's actually kombucha. I'm not having a bevy right on camera. Anyway, let's get on into it. Well, speaking of, actually should show you this stuff. I got this from a mate of mine, Jordan Peters, right, great bloke. Former very large human, and this is his, called Conscious Kombucha. It's actually fucking delicious, better than shit you get in the supermarket. So yeah, shameless little plug there. Who we got on? Big Rod, how are you, dude? Azzy, how are you, mate? Main Udin, good to have you here. Pleasure as always. So yeah, guys, a little bit fried, that's why I'm a little bit later. Deadlifted again. You see my fucking eyes? My eyes are like puffy and shit from deadlifting. It's super weird. Like I lift and then my face gets like full puffy afterwards. I get like really like dizzy and almost just like tired and like in a massive slump. So yeah, very interesting stuff. Today what we're going to go over is we're going to just yarn. We're going to talk about what I'm doing at the moment with my diet, so what it's currently on. Because it's pretty fucking next level. I'm excited to share it with you guys. Then after that, we're going to go over lowering inflammation, and there have been a heap of questions in the shred community. You guys have been asking me heaps of stuff. So yeah, so just ask away everything. We're just going to be going on a Q&A, big fat Q&A after then. Rightio? Got Paddy Roach on. Paddy, the newest member of the JCF support team, who I'm going to introduce you all to shortly. Good to have you on here, big fella. Rightio. Let me share this in the shred community. And then we'll get cracking. Who else do we have on here? Kyle Westerberg. George Yasso. How do you pronounce it, George? George? Jorge? I don't know. Whatever. I'll try my best, mate. I'm Australian. We're fucking terrible with pronouncing names. Particularly us, yeah, white, Caucasian Australians are fucking useless at it. Who else we got? Say hello, everyone. I'll see who we got. And then we're going to go get cracking on into it. Because, yeah, I've been eating a shitload of food lately. An absolute shitload of food, posting it up. Lots of gummy bears. Speaking of, I've got to get my gummy bears right now. I've got to get my gummy bears. I've got to get my gummy bears. So, yeah, I've been eating a fuckload of gummy bears. I'm eating around 1 kilo of gummy bears every single day. And then just bulk food. So this is like what most of my carbs come from at the moment. This, which is just dextrose, alright? It's like the cheapest sugar that you can buy. It's $3 a kilo. Really fucking effective. And then my babies, the gummy bears, the jelly babies, they're amazing. So I'll go in and say why I'm doing all this, but yeah, that's what I'm using. When you get up to a stupid amount of calories, it's really fucking hard to get food in. Like, you get really full. So all day I eat carbs, okay? I'm on pretty much at the moment, I've been advised by someone to try like a really high carb diet with literally no fat in it, like trace fat, and that's it. Very different to what I've always done, but I was like, fuck it, why not? You know, I'm going to give it a nudge. And so I'm doing that. I'm doing that very high carb diet and just trying to get big. So yeah, who else we got on? And then we'll jump straight on in. Big Al, Biddick, good to have you on here, big fella. Justin Hughes, Steve Gannon, mate, I'm always good. How are you going, brother? Nicky Wright, Blakey, and Rod. Jerkies. What are jerkies, bro? What do you mean by that? Alright. Let's get into it. First of all, legends, if you have any questions, comment them away, okay? Second thing, if you want to see more of these bad boys and you want them to keep coming up in your newsfeed, click like or comment or do something like that. Engage with it, because otherwise I can be positive. I've had heaps of people saying, oh, you're not doing your lives anymore. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm on there every night. And they're like, oh, why aren't I seeing them? It's like, well, no, because you haven't clicked like, you prick. You know, like my stuff, feed my ego. Come on, bro. Gemma Craig, how are you, mate? Jamie, Big Jade and Bateman. I'm doing a half marathon in July. It's for charity. I'm training for it starting in a month. How bad is all the running going to affect my gains? Can I just up my calories or will it still affect them? Question. Yes, it's going to limit your gains somewhat, but not really that much, dude. To be perfectly honest with you, not really that much. I would, You know, you're eating around 5,000 calories a day at the moment, my man. So I wouldn't be too worried about it affecting your gains. You should actually be quite fine. Make sure that you keep lifting really, really heavy, and yeah, you'll be sweet. Yeah, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Jamie Hughes says, just ask my favourite food. These babies, gummy bears and burgers. Fucking love burgers. And then, actually on the healthy side of things, I had some healthy bowls today, like a poke bowl. That was pretty awesome. But where you got like salmon oil with heaps of shit, that's pretty wicked. Then he's just asked, what am I drinking? It's kombucha. Alright, that's the stuff. Conscious brew kombucha. I'm pretty sure you can only get it in Sydney. I don't know if he's distributing it yet, my guy. But yeah, it's wicked stuff. Rod thought I was eating beef jerky. No, I'm not, but I fucking love beef jerky. That is the best thing to get in. Guys, quick little pro tip here. If you are trying to get in, you know, a shitload of food and a heap of calories, jerky is awesome for that. Jerky or biltong, okay? Biltong's like the South African one, where they actually dry out like beef and whatnot. And they dry it out, dehydrate it, and yeah, you eat it that way. It's absolutely wicked to get in for extra calories if you're trying to get it. So if you're bulking, get onto those too. We've also got Big Joe Doyle, good to have you here, brother. Jamie, I am the hamburger king. I ate so many hamburgers, I'm the biggest judgmental on the hamburgers in Melbourne. Good for you, brother, but I fucking guarantee that I will smash you in any hamburgers. But we've got one by here in Sydney called Charles, alright, owner of Chef's Kitchen, okay? And they call him the Madman. He made a 1.5 kilo burger, and yes, guess who finished it? Well, no, the Ragnarok? Yeah, whatever. I had the biggest burger they had on the menu at the time. So we will burger off. If you're in Melbourne, I'm coming to Melbourne, and on Saturday the 16th, I think it is, after the Arnold Classic, I'm going to be there, and I think we should eat burgers. We might do a big group burger meet-up, and everyone can get back together. Francesco, how are you, big fella? Joe Doyle's just asked, just dropped my calories from 3,900 on average down to 3,200, lost 4 kilos in a week. Is this normal? Worried about where it went from. Mate, that's a lot of weight to lose in a week. It won't be fat, it won't be muscle, not all of it. There's going to be a lot of water weight and a lot of colon weight. I think that's where it's going to be. So yeah, man. I'd just keep monitoring it. Wouldn't be too concerned about anything, because change just doesn't happen that quickly, guys. That's the thing. Your body just doesn't fucking fluctuate. You don't just drop fucking 5 kilos of fat in a week. Alright? When would it ever be evolutionarily beneficial for you to drop 5 kilos of fat in a week? The reason why you store fat is for when times are tough and you don't have energy around, okay? So you're not just going to get rid of that stuff that you've worked so hard to earn, because let's be honest, back in the day, before, we were all McFat shits and everything was just given to us, it was actually really, really hard to feed yourself. You had to go out, find food and all that, and you want to store it really well. So you're not going to lose 4 kilos of fat in a week. You're also not going to lose 4 kilos of muscle. It's going to be primarily water, maybe a bit of glycogen, or just poo. Alright, literally just poo. Paddy Ray just said Melbourne burger time, so in. Looks like we're doing burgers in Melbourne then. Alright guys, so if you're around in Melbourne, keep that Saturday open, because we are going to do burgers. We will find the place. I might create an event tonight, and we can vote on the best burgers, the best burger shops in Melbourne. Actually, fuck it, let's vote right now. Guys, can you please send me in all of your best burger joints in Melbourne? Whoever can suggest the best burger joint, whichever one gets the most likes, alright, we'll go to. So I'm going to get you guys to post it up now, all the best burger joints you've got in Melbourne. I'm then going to put a poll in the Shred community. We're going to get everyone to answer it, and that is where we are going to hold our next JCF meetup, which will be on the Saturday the 16th in at the Arnold Classic. Rightio? Francesco reckons he's going to fly down just for the burgers. Do it, man. It's worth it. Better than the show. Who gives a shit about bodybuilding when you can have burgers? You know what I mean? Not really. The show's going to be much better, but still. Tim, it's good to have you on here. Kim, or Penelope as we should call you. Good to have you here. Rightio. Let's get cracking onto it, okay? So at the moment, you see me talking a lot of schmack about how many jelly babies I'm eating, as I smugly, dip my hand into a bag and grab out another few. Yes, I'm eating a shitload of food at the moment, an absolute heap. See, guys, I've been trying to bulk really, really hard. And it just hasn't been working. Well, I've been getting bigger. I mean, I'm a shitload bigger than what I was before, but my weight hasn't changed at all. I'm literally still 90 point something kilos. And I was like, that's not good enough, alright? Yes, okay, I'm lean as anything. I've got ab veins. I've got veins that, you know, after I get some glucose in me, I've got veins that go all the way up my sides and stuff like that. My shoulders are getting pretty gross, you know, freaky, disgusting lean and all that. But I was like, look, I don't care about that. I want to get more mass. I want more mass because I want to compare to the Olympia this year. That's the plan. You know, I want more size. I want more size. I want to be bigger. And so in order to get bigger, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to try 1,000 grams of carbs every single day. That is what I'm going for. I'm aiming for that 1,000 gram mark. Now with that, it's actually really, really fucking hard. Like really, really hard. There's 4,000 calories alone coming from carbs. With protein, I get another 1,000 in there as well. And my fats are trying to keep them quite low. You know, around the 50 to 70 gram mark per day. It's hard. Really, really fucking hard. And so, obviously, I'm not going to be able to get that in through, you know, eating rice and shit. So the next best way is to get through sugar. You see, people demonize sugar, and even I've bashed on sugar in the past when I've used general statements. But my view towards sugar is this: if you're getting in enough good sources of food, like good veggies, you know, you're getting in your starches, all that sort of stuff, it's fine. It's fine. We've just had a question now by Sal, which just asked, what about the sugar content? That's what everyone thinks. But the thing is, it doesn't really matter about that. As long as you're getting enough of the other micronutrients, you're getting all the other healthy shit in there as well, you're sweet. Because I'm eating such a massive volume of food all the time, you know, the amount of calorie content is, you know, just so the micronutrient content is, I'm getting it in. What I need, I'm getting it in like straight away. And so that's where the sugar doesn't matter. That's why I can smash all these jelly babies. That's why I can smash however much dextrose as well. My diet looks something like this. Wake up in the morning, smash a big bowl of Cocoa Pops, as much as I can fit in, alright? So straight into the bowl. It's a fair bit. It's roughly 200 grams of Cocoa Pops each morning. Then after that I'll wait a little bit, okay, wait till I get hungry, which is roughly about 30 minutes later, then I'll go smash another meal. So I've got Gemma from Daddy Fuel who makes all my meals up for me. And pretty much I smash a meal of that, which has got between 50 and 100 grams of carbs in it with 40 grams of protein, okay? And I smash 5 of them throughout the day. Pre-workout, I smash a bag of Jelly Babies, okay? Smash one of them. Intra-workout, I smash some more Jelly Babies and then generally some dextrose as well, about 100 grams of dextrose. And then post-workout, I smash another bag of Jelly Babies as well. Okay, so there's Jelly Babies at 220 grams of carb content in each, you know, plus the intra-workout stuff. That gives me about 550 grams of carbs just around the workout alone. Now the worst part, the most difficult part about this, which is fucked, alright, this is tough, is I have to drink, to get into 1,000 grams of carbs a day, I need to drink 10 litres of water per day minimum. 10 litres minimum, just for the carbs, right? Every gram of carb that you intake, you should have roughly 10 mils of water. That will aid with digestive function and that would allow the glycogen to be stored in muscle, okay? You need 4 mils of water per gram of glycogen stored in your muscle. You need a shitload of water, and that's tough. That's why I'm constantly chugging these bad boys, 1 litre at a time. There's a lot. There's a lot. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. As far as my protein goes, I don't really have any whey anymore. I've cut that out. I'm going with amino acids. So I'm going into, and I'm just sticking with using those Subito, EAA, BCAA mix. The reason why is because protein is it's just shit compared to aminos. Like honestly, it's shit. The only time when you would choose to have whey protein over aminos, like let's be honest, the only really time where you would choose it for, actually this isn't even a scientific benefit, the only time you actually choose it is when you just want to have a shake. So in the morning I give people whey protein shakes, and that's it. I just chuck a whey protein shake in the morning, pretty much to do that. Sometimes I get it in post-workout because people have got like an emotional attachment to whey. You know, very rarely do I put it post-workout. Sometimes I put it pre-workout because of that emotional attachment. But as far as actual physical benefit, EAAs and BCAAs shit on whey 10 times out of 10. There is no real benefit of whey over EAAs or BCAAs. None that I feel anyway. You see, what I'm trying to do at the moment as far as my protein intake goes, is I'm not going crazy high. I've had my protein intake up at like fucking 500 grams a day. You know, 450, 500 grams a day. It's an absolute shitload. Not anymore. Dropped it back down, so we're keeping it around, you know, roughly 3 grams per kilo of body weight, which is still a bit, but yeah, it's around that 250 to 270, you know, gram mark. And that's what I'm keeping it. And that's what's working. It's working really, really well, because another thing that a lot of people forget is that eating a fuckload of protein is really, really hard on your digestive system, okay? That's why we very, very rarely do it with clients. Right? The other thing too is there's a threshold where going above a certain amount doesn't really help. Like going above, you know, 5 grams, 4 grams per kilo of body weight doesn't help. It actually starts being counterproductive because of the effect on the digestive system. So you've got to be really, really careful with that. So yeah, that is my little, you know, summary on what I do at the moment with my diet. Right? If you've got any questions, ask now. I'm going to go through a couple of the other ones before we then get into it. Bravio just asked, is wholemeal bread good or bad? Rah, watch my shit, man. Come on, man. Bravio, I rag on gluten and dairy all the time, okay? Gluten and dairy is shit. They serve no benefit whatsoever for you. Don't bother with it, okay? Wholemeal bread is just as shit as white bread, okay? Which is just as shit as multigrain bread. It's all shit. Don't bother. If you want to have bread, do gluten-free bread, or just don't have bread at all, okay? Go eat something else that's more worthwhile. Who else have you got in here? Swagger, hey Swagger, Lamb Shark, good to have you on here, boys. Okay, let's shuffle on to the next one. Lowering inflammation. Inflammation is one of the biggest issues that we will come across when we're lifting, right? Why? Well, let me just start. When you lift, you stimulate inflammation. And inflammation is the process by which you gain muscle. So every time you lift, you break a little bit of muscle tissue, and then bang, you start getting swollen, okay? You get extra blood flow there, which comes in, tries to help heal it, and then, you know, make sure that the muscles are growing and adapting to stress. Now the thing is, when you go through that process and you have your whole body which is highly, highly inflamed, you don't adapt well. Your muscles doesn't adapt as well, okay? Because there's so much other inflammation going on, you can't possibly be, you know, healing this little area. So you want to keep that inflammation low for when you're gaining muscle. Likewise with fat loss, when you have elevated levels of systemic inflammation, your body increases the amount of cortisol it produces and reduces the amount of testosterone, the good androgens which you can have, okay? It also reduces your amount of T3 which you produce. Instead of going to T3, it causes your T4 to turn into reverse T3, which stops working as well, right? So you want to lower your inflammation. On top of this too, high levels of inflammation is never a good sign because it correlates with a shitload of damage throughout your body. Inflammation correlates with cellular damage, okay? Cellular damage equals cancer, heart disease, all that sort of stuff, diabetes, and whatnot, right? So, to reduce inflammation, here is what you need to do. Number one, numero uno, stop eating like a dickhead, alright? You stop eating like a dickhead, bang, inflammation will go down straight away, like immediately it'll start being reduced. Number two, look after your digestive system, which is following on for number one, but look after your digestive system, okay? Supplement stuff like magnesium, supplement stuff which is going to make you rest better, sleep better, all that sort of jazz. Take a little bit of betaine HCl or apple cider vinegar if you are deficient in hydrochloric acid, okay? They're the main things you can do. After that, where we go on to is we start looking at the amount of fiber intake you have, optimizing that fiber intake, and consuming enough water. They're the easiest ways to lower your inflammation levels, your chronic inflammation levels, okay? Start doing that, you're going to instantly improve. Okay, we've got some questions coming in. Matty Nivens has asked, how about potato? Potato's wicked, bro. Potato's a great source of carbs if you can digest it well. Some people don't digest it well because they react to nightshades, other people do. You know, it's really got to see if it works for you. Stephen Dolan just said, stubborn back fat, how do I lose it? Mate, the easiest way to lose it is to just get leaner and leaner and leaner. Keep dieting, keep getting leaner, keep getting leaner, keep getting leaner. Optimize your training, optimize your nutrition like we do for our guys every 4 weeks. That's what you need to do. You just said, does it really matter if you don't have your meals spread out? Like, pump a lot of it at the end of the day. Look. What's the jelly, baby? Mate, you don't have to have your meals spread out. all the time, okay? You don't have to. There's no rule which ever says that you have to do that, but it is definitely better having them spread out. Why? For both muscle gain and fat loss, okay? Why? Well, I just see that, okay, when I'm coaching people, that's what I see. Intermittent fasting, which is having all your food at the end of the day, it can help with some people when they're really, really stubborn and they're not dropping fat. It can definitely help that. But for most people, I just wouldn't bother, okay? Luke Blasson, how are you, big fella? Good to have you on here. Francesco just said, what are my thoughts on whole body cryotherapy for muscle gain? Really cool question, dude. Really cool question. I'm actually not the biggest expert on cryotherapy. However, from the experience I've had with clients doing it, I haven't done it myself, but from what clients said, they said their recovery is so much better. They recover much, much faster. They can train better in the preceding workouts, okay? And they just feel mentally better. They feel amazing after having done this. So for those three reasons, I would say yes, it's going to be great. Now, my knowledge on how cryotherapy works is it actually activates a protein in response, which is like a stress protein, okay, which causes inflammation to go on. So therefore, I wouldn't recommend it post-workout. In fact, I probably wouldn't even recommend it on the days you work out. But on your off days, yeah, 100%, go for it. Brian, how are you, big fella? Brian just asked, Papa Shred, with the EAAs and BCAAs, how often do you reckon you should take them during the day? Before, after meals, random times, because I drink my BCAAs while I work out, so taking EAAs be good throughout the day. Mate, normally I wouldn't recommend taking BCAAs and EAAs throughout the day. I just recommend taking them around the workout, okay? We actually did this, a mate of mine was sipping on BCAAs and EAAs throughout the day, and he actually had slower muscle gain and faster fat gain while doing that, compared to when he adjusted his protein intake to just take them intra-workout, okay? So I stick to doing an intra-workout and sticking with those, Sabeto ones I always talk about. Guy Layton, how are you, Big Rig? Jakey Randall, good to have you here, brah. John's just asked, how do you deal with a fast metabolism? Fucking eat more, mate. What do you think I'm doing? Alright, gummy bears. Get them down your hatch, mate. That is what you need to do. That is the easiest way to deal with a fast metabolism. Just eat a shitload more. Okay? Right, yeah, questions from the Shred community. Darren's just asked, James, could you delve into appetite a bit, please? Recently, I've been following a protocol to improve my gut issues, and the last couple of weeks I've noticed my appetite has increased substantially. Is this a sign of improvements? Yes. And should you suppress the cravings for caloric purposes, or embrace it and just increase your output? Yes, 100%. You need to, at all times, have a really good appetite. If your appetite's not good, you stress, okay? And we don't want that. You need to always have your appetite punching. When it is absolutely pumping, that's great. Now, notice the difference, I said appetite, not cravings. If you have cravings, that's bad. If you're really hungry and your stomach's just gurgling and you're just wanting more and more meat and veggies and food in general, that's great. Cravings for sweet shit, not so great. That shows a little bit of gut stuff going wrong, and your reward system, like your dopamine, your neurotransmitters, are a little bit out of whack, okay? Learn the difference between the two. If you are hungry, it is always better to increase your food intake and increase your your energy expenditure, alright? So always try and eat as much food as you can. If I could train for 6 to 8 hours a day, every single day, I 100% would, and I'd be eating 30,000 calories, alright? Straight up. Now, Jakey Randall just said, hey dude, my motivation has been pretty low lately. I've been procrastinating going to the gym. How do I help overcome that hurdle? Rest up, man. You're probably exhausted, bruv. You've made a lot of fucking progress with us over the last, however long. And you are just you're going hard. You're going really, really hard. You've grown a lot. What I want you to do is I want you to take, what's today? Yeah, Thursday, so I'll get you to take off the next 2 days, which, Friday, Saturday, your next 2 training days. I'm going to get you to take them off. So you're going to have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, okay? And then go back in here again on Monday. In that time, increase the amount of sleep which you have, right? Sleep a lot more, and you'll feel a shitload better. Drew Seaton's just said, hey big fellow, is it okay to take apple cider vinegar before bed, or is there an optimal time to take it? Yeah, apple cider vinegar is fine before bed. Probably wouldn't bother. I'd normally do it in the morning so that before you eat food, it's just there and it's increased your level of acid in your stomach. So yeah, I'd probably recommend doing that. Alright? Next one. Josh has said, hey all, just after some advice if possible. What do people forgetting, people getting started in weight training that want to take bodybuilding seriously but are skinny fat? Excess fat to start a bulk and not much muscle to cut down to show. We'll have some thoughts. Alright, if you're skinny fat, the first thing you need to do is to undergo recomposition, improve your strength. In fact, fuck anybody, when you're starting out, you need to gain muscle, lose fat, and get stronger at the same time, okay? That is what you need to do. If you need a hand doing that, then just get in touch with us. You just need to get in touch with us and we can help you do it. Look, it can be complicated because you're starting. There's a shitload of research out there, a shitload of information out there, which is confusing as fuck. Alright, confusing as fuck. And so that's why you come and talk to us, because we've done it on thousands of people. So, you don't need to, we've done all the research for you. Yusuf just said, bruv, I'm at 17 to 18% now. 30 minutes of cardio session twice a week isn't enough. The goal is 12%. Bro, cardio doesn't fucking matter. I've had heaps of people get down to 12% without cardio. Fuck, I've had heaps of people get down to like 6% without cardio. I've done it, alright? So yeah, man, the amount of cardio doesn't matter. It's all about the energy balance. It's all about your digestive system, your hormones, your health, all those sorts of things. Start looking at those first and then go into your cardio, okay? Make your body really, really healthy and then worry about chucking in all those extra things on the end. Cool? Benny Roberts has just said, top tips for post-comp, rebounds, reverse dieting, etc., etc. Okay, so when you diet down for a comp, or when you diet down in general and you get super, super shredded, and it comes down, alright? Excuse me. When you diet, when your calories come down, your body fat comes down, rightio, your body adjusts to having a lower level of calories, so it decreases how much energy you burn, right? It also wants to bring your body back up to where it was before at a higher body fat level and with higher weight. So what you need to do is you need to change your set point. So after you come down and you get really lean, you need to stay lean for a fair while. The best way to do this is to, number one, increase your calories back up to just below your maintenance, where your old maintenance was. So you just bump it back up, okay? If you can measure your energy expenditure some way, through breathing carbon dioxide stuff, all that sort of shit, that's an absolutely wicked way of doing it, alright? So you calculate how much energy you're burning, and then you go exactly to that level. You go exactly to that level, or just below your old maintenance amount, you're going to be sweet and you're not going to put on any fat at all. You put on extra water, you put on extra glycogen, but you will not put on any extra fat, okay? Post-comp is a time where you will just put on a shitload of weight, okay? Weight being water, glycogen, fat, all that sort of stuff is just going to come back on, so you need to be really, really careful with it. The next thing you can do, really need to do after a very, very hectic diet or a very hectic amount of fat loss, is sleep, rest up. Take a week off training. It doesn't fucking matter, right? It doesn't do anything. So take a week off training, sleep up, have more sex, all those sorts of things. Go out, be social, just do all that sort of stuff, and that will help you immensely get some balance back into your life. Because those last week's comp, you lose your balance completely, okay? All those sorts of things. That's the best thing that you can do. Take some time off training, rest, allow your body to recover. Eat more food, but not a stupid amount of food. Don't go out and have a fucking week of cheat meals. That's fucking retarded. Have one cheat meal after you've done, then go back onto eating more food, like an elevated amount. Right? Chrissy Armstrong. Chris just said, hey mate, I find after about 6 weeks of training, 5 or 6 days, my immune system gets low and I get sick for a couple of days. Is this overtraining? Is there a rough rule of thumb with time off in the gym? I'll have a few days off every 6 weeks. I hope that question makes sense. It does make sense, but I like the question. It is not about overtraining. It is about under-resting, man. You need to look at how much time you're resting after training, okay? Are you sleeping enough? Are you eating enough? Are you recovering well enough? Are you supplementing well enough? Are you looking after your neurotransmitters? all those sorts of things, okay? Now, as for your the amount that you're training, 6 weeks of training 5 or 6 days isn't much, but it is a lot if you're training for 3 hours every single session. So you need to look at that. Are you training too much? Like, as in, are you doing, is your balance of frequency to intensity to volume out of whack? You need to look at that. As far as 1 day off, you know, every fucking 6 weeks, mate, or a few days off every 6 weeks, bro, it doesn't really matter like that at all. I'd say, look, I normally put all my guys on at most a 5-day split. I don't see terribly much benefit in training more than 5 days a week. That's like the max that we'll do. Sometimes, yeah, we'll add in some twice-a-day trainings and shit like that to make it all funky and speed up results. But yeah, generally it's not more than 5 sessions a week. Okay. So no, man, there's no real rule of thumb for doing it. You just need to make sure you're consistent and you're just resting really, really well. Rightio. Big Joe Athar, how are you, Big Rig? Chris has also asked, how are people training for mass? 5-day splits, push-pull splits. Would love some advice on what's worked for others, if you don't mind. The best way to gain mass is to just constantly increase what you're doing, right? Training high frequency, so training with more muscle groups per session can be really good, but at the same time, having some really massive balls to the wall sessions where you're just training one body part can also be good. In the end of the day, as long as you lift heavier, lift bigger, and are constantly pushing harder, that's going to be the best thing for you. Cool? Josh Lindsay said, Papa Shred walks into the cafe and looks at the waitress. The waitress looks at Papa Shred. She'd ask, would you like a soy or almond flat white? What coffee does Papa Shred order and why? Man, that reminds me of like some of the questions I used to have to answer at school. Well, that's good, Josh. I enjoyed that. Thank you. Papa Shred orders an espresso, but if Papa Shred has to have a flat white, if the waitress is hot and she like only likes dudes that like flat whites, and I had the choice of soy or almond milk, I would go almond 10 times out of 10 because soy is the fucking devil. All right, soy is the absolute piss. Don't bother with it. Absolute waste of time. Cool. Jack Garnett's just asked in the Shred community, anyone else's busy schedule mean that regardless of getting 7 to 8 hours sleep, you're yawning through the workouts? Any advice? Yes, mate. If you are still yawning, like if you're really exhausted after your big day at work or whatnot, you need to snap the fuck out, man, before you get into the gym. Pump some tunes, okay? Get some hectic tunes in. Do a few 1-rep maxes to really excite your nervous system. Those sorts of things. Mentally get into it. You know, sometimes when I'm feeling really, really exhausted, I know I've got a big day, I take 10 minutes out in the middle of my lunch break to go meditate, alright, just to relax and center my mind, and then on the way to the gym, I turn off my fucking phone, okay, I just pump on tunes, and that's it. Listen to really, really heavy, angry things, so I'm physically like fuming before I even get into the gym, cool? That's what you need to do. Amir James just asked, what's up guys, is anyone able to point me towards the best gut supplements? Look, as always, it really depends, you know, from person to person, case to case, but in general, you know, the best ones are, you know, a bit of digestive enzymes, you know, some beta and HCl and whatever else I said, okay? And some like 5-HTP, shit like that. Jeff Cooper has just asked, hey guys, just supplementing tyrosine and what are you using, why? Tyrosine's fucking mint, alright? Tyrosine is absolutely fantastic for improving brain function, for, you know, improving drive, motivation, all that sort of stuff, okay? Using up to 5 grams a day is wicked, okay? You can start go as low as 500 milligrams or up to 5 grams and you'll see a massive amount of effect, cool? Tyrosine's great. If you're not onto it already, and you tried it, then yeah, I'd 100% get into it. Big Shane, how are you, legend? Good to have you on here. Shane just asked, hey mate, when I met you in Brisbane at the JCF meetup, you commented that one of my shoulders was out. Do I see a physio or chiro to fix it? Look, the whole physio, chiro, osteo debate, who gives a fuck, man? Like, in the end of the day, if they're a good practitioner, they're a good practitioner. There are none that are just inherently better, okay? They're the world's best chiro, world's best physio, world's best osteo. They're all going to be wicked. They're all going to do really good things. They're all going to work slightly differently, okay? I most commonly see a chiro. I've seen an osteo for years until he recently passed away. I've seen a physio down in Melbourne. You know, they're all been great. They've all been top of their fields, okay? You see my boy Jason Lamb in St Leonard's, bloke's fucking wicked. Alright, they're all top of their fields. All top of the fields. It doesn't really matter, man, just as long as you get a really good one, okay? Alright, legends. On that note, I'm cooked. Absolutely cooked. I've deadlifted too high. I've got a bung eye. I don't know if you can see that, but this eye is actually like less open than this eye here, just after deadlifting. It's super, super weird. But anyway, I'm out for tonight. Thank you very much for showing up and having a yarn. It's good to see you all. I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, or a bit earlier, hopefully, same time. No, fuck, what am I doing tomorrow? I might not be able to come on tomorrow. We'll see about that. I'll update you all and I'll put it up in the Shred community. But I will see you soon and we'll speak to you soon. Take it easy. Bye.